Hi, this is Laurie from Dechi. This is my post vlog for Eagle C2 Week 3. This week, the students read 10,000 Hour Rule, and they had to create a talk show, incorporate sound effects, as well as a second video scene, like a news scene. How to master a skill of their choice. I teach 3 classes of this in elementary plus 2 middle school. And all 3 classes were able to complete all the components, which was awesome. And actually, the final videos were pretty exciting. The FX Guru using the Breaking News app, it was quite fun, and it added a different element to their talk show as compared to week 1 and week 2. So that was good. I just want to go over some of the things that worked for me, some of the things that didn't, some of the things that I changed along the way. Things that really did work out, preparing those media cards in advance for the 3 sections of Learn, Improve, and Master. So in the Learn section, it was really beneficial for me to have that media card prepared showing different types of skills. I think that they couldn't figure out the different types of skill that exist. They just kept saying, oh, skill is practicing, or oh, skill means to study. And so it helped to have a media card there to show, there are different types of skill that require different forms of practicing. It helped to send that to them, and then when they were interviewing each other, they, pulled up that media card and had that list there and were able to understand it. Another thing that worked well, so glad that I used it for my middle school, because elementary school kids, they've kind of, mine anyways, were able to get the hang of things and assign each other roles and all that. But this week I had middle school students that came back from middle school testing who literally, like, a couple of the kids just finished their exams, came into class, energy is low, they don't know what's going on, it's their first day in C2 class. So it was not only an adjustment, they didn't really have much of an icebreaker, so there was a bit of challenge there. So by having those roles outlined and helped a lot. I used the whiteboard because I wanted to have the roles clearly identified there, and then I didn't want to switch to a new page on the tablet, so that, if it was stuck on a meet down, the different roles that both scenes would take. So remember, they did the news scene as well as the full talk show. The news scene was about probably 30 seconds maximum, whereas the talk show would be anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, which is the final presentation. So in both of those scenes, I had it on the board and I wrote down for the news scene, and then there I identified the different characters and different roles that were required to complete that scene. I gave them a time limit to create the script together, and then once they finished, they took one corner of the room near the board, and then I let them draw on the board or use different props to film their breaking news scene using FX Guru, and then we swapped to the next group. So that was another good thing, like swapping between stations still helps a lot. And then of course scene 2, I have the board, scene 2, final talk show, and then on there the different roles. Third thing that worked out well was having a media card, various extraordinary scenarios, opportunities, or they would be disadvantages. The students really enjoyed this, and they were able to select a few of those, and then as a group decide, okay, how would this extraordinary scenario affect the individual that was trying to master the skills. And last thing that was fun was using sound effects. So I had a couple of students who knew how to use the piano, and so what they did was they stood right behind the TV, and then in front of the TV was the talk show host, and then we set up chairs so it looked like a talk show setup. And then every time they would invite a guest out, the students would come from behind the TV, and someone would either be playing the piano music, or they had some music recorded, and then we would play that in the background. So that was really cute. And then we had the rest of the class like give applause when they walked in. So that was pretty fun. It added a new element to the projects this week.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our talk show, The Math Show. We will meet one of the most famous mathematicians in the world, Tommy, and his teacher, Pythagoras. First, we will meet Tommy, the famous mathematician.
Now, for things that didn't work so well, originally I had planned for them to uh, draw out a schedule, but writing it out with their S pens so it looked kind of clumpy and awkward when they would put it on the TV. And it didn't really summarize what I wanted them to summarize, which was basically how many hours did you spend doing your practicing versus other activities and sleep and all that. So for my second and third class, I got them to actually create like a pie graph to show me in a day how many hours they would spend doing each activity, and then it was all color coded and it was easier to visualize. So in the future, I think I would do that again. Oh, and the other thing was I asked them to explain how many years it took that individual to gain the 10,000 hours using that schedule that they made. I guess I didn't realize that perhaps the calculation and the formula might have been too complex for some of the kids. So I got to the point where I was walking around like showing them how to calculate it. But I think in future, if I was ever to do that again, I'm going to send another media card, show them the formula on how to do it. So yeah, that was week 3, and I guess I'll talk to you guys again when it's week 5. See you later.